This week's podcast brought to you by the Beefy Boys, three cool dudes hanging out talking about music, video games, and sports, and anything else that hits our fancy.
Check them out at www.beefyboys.com or on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you love their logo, you can buy their merch, www.cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1.
And oh, baby, you know you're going to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find us on Twitter at Beefy_Boys. And you can find us on Instagram at Official Beefy Boys, because it is official. Make us blue check marked, keep following us, and you can find us on Facebook at the Beefy Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beefy. A good podcast requires a good beer. So that's why I always go to my go-to, Keystone Light. If I'm going to the store, I don't want to buy a 12-pack. I want to go for a legit 15-pack. When I go to a party, I don't take Rainier. I take Keystone Light. And you know what? It tastes so good, I'm going to have it right now. Cheers, folks. Yeah, there's a burp coming in. That's good.
What up, knuckleheads? Welcome to episode 113 of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. I'm Joe, and I'm joined here with Vito.
Yo.
And Christian.
What up?
We were just talking to Vito about some life changes up in here, Vito. So how is the new job going?
Yeah, I just officially started my new job this week, and it was pretty good.
Yeah?
Like computer training, had to go downtown a bunch, which sucked, but...
What's it like downtown? I hear it's a ghost town.
Not really.
I feel like it was a ghost town.
Yeah. Now it's like mostly regular. I mean, there's not a million billion people commuting or anything, but like you like on the streets and stuff, you see about as many people as you used to.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, I mean, there's never really that many people like around in the first place in downtown, unless you were commuting.
Well, yeah, I guess I to be fair, I'm only ever out there during commuting hours, so I'm used to.
Exactly, yeah. So like, if you're going down there to actually like do something that's not work, then like
in the middle of the day, that's true.
Yeah, but if you're like going down like when I went down, like traveling there was like nobody on the transportation, but.
Is it still like just the Wild West in front of that McDonald's on 3rd and Pike? Just like 50 drug deals happening at all times, you know?
I have no idea.
Oh, man, it drove me nuts. I worked like right around the corner from there because I was on 4th and University. And sometimes I'd have to walk through that throng of people to catch the bus. That's when I coined the phrase, it's called the sidewalk, not the side stand around and sell drugs.
It's been pretty good.
Shithole.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty good. I did just like some computer training for the most part. And
has
like,
it changed dramatically from when you were just an intern, or is it pretty much the same job?
Funnily enough, I can do less right now because my license is still like pending or whatever.
Right.
And then we have
bureaucracy. I gotcha.
Well, because COVID, they're all behind.
Right.
And so they also have an interim license that is pending. And then they have, because both of those things are pending for who knows how long, we also did RMA thing, the like sort of registered thing where you can just, you don't need the certification or anything for that part. Okay. But it allows me to do more. Because I already have the certification, I'm just waiting on the license. But anyway.
Right.
It would allow me to do more in the interim, so hopefully that will go through soon. So I'm waiting on like three different like license type stuff to actually like start doing things. But
so you're just hanging out, filing paperwork, doing computer stuff.
Yeah, and like shadowing people and just like watching and stuff for the most part.
That's cool. Well, that's exciting.
We got a lot of my like access to things and training and stuff done, so that was good.
Yeah. That's good. That's like my first few days. That I'm thinking specifically back to Jiffy Lube when I wasn't allowed to do anything except computer training. It was very boring. The only computer they had for training was like in the parts warehouse, which wasn't heated, so it was fucking freezing. I'm like, come on, like you can have a coat. I'm like, thanks. Oh, what a shithole that place was. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. But, yeah. Christian, you're a financial...
I'm officially making $23.71 an hour. Woo.
Nice. That's pretty good. That's like $50K a year almost. 46. Well, 47. That's cool. Christian, you're a medical or a financial professional. What the hell's going on with the fucking stock market? And did you make any money this week?
People just prove that money doesn't exist, you know, in the sense of people on Reddit blasting the internet to buy GameStop stocks. It's just pretty insane it's pretty fucking insane how that happened. When you thought it was a fluke, they went up and did it again, and they did it with AMC. And when they blocked AMC and GameStop, they did it again with Dogecoin.
Yeah, I know. I made $300 on Dogecoin off a $100 investment.
It just proves that the stock market only caters to the rich. Mm-hmm. And even though there's a such thing as free trading, it's total bullshit.
Yeah.
Because now they're all freaked out because the internet found out how to break it. And it's pretty amazing.
By doing the exact same stuff the billionaires have been doing for dozens of years. Like,
yes.
You know, I just love CNBC doesn't know what to do. They're sweating bullets because, like, all the billionaires are trying to claim this is market manipulation. Like, you can't just get a bunch of people together and tell them what stocks to buy. And CNBC's like, that's what we've been doing for decades. Like, that's literally our whole channel.
Yeah.
Look, my understanding is, like, it's not market manipulation because market manipulation involves deceit. Like, being a financial expert and going, like, buying a bunch of GameStop stock and then lying about their financial call, being like, oh yeah, they're looking really good. I really see
it's not
an upward trend, which isn't what's happening.
They're literally doing exactly what everybody in the stock market does normally, the rich people.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't have bet 120% of the market cap or the available shares that GameStop was going to fall, because like that just seems, well, A, that shouldn't be allowed. I don't know how in the world you can trade more shares than exist, but B, short selling is always an extremely risky endeavor. And like, I'm sorry you lost billions, but I'm not really sorry, because like your entire idea was to run this company into the ground. That's what you were hoping would happen. Yep. You're like that asshole who bets the don't come line. Like, get out of here. No one has any sympathy for you. Like, oh.
No, I had no sympathy for all those fucking MBAs and any of that bullshit. I don't have any sympathy for those fuckers, because we're supposed to be part of the trading market as well.
Yeah.
But then, you know, because they don't like the way that the internet is rising up, and I'm not going to say poor people, but regular working class people are starting to make fucking thousands off of stupid stocks just because everybody said buy them. You know, it's like.
Did you see that that Redditor bought a billboard in Times Square for 1 hour?
Yeah, Wall Street bets. Yeah, I saw that shit.
This is GME goes brrr, like the money making printing noise, and it's just the fucking GME. Like, oh my god, too funny. Hey, I made like $300 on Dogecoin, which was a 300% return in a day. So I'm like, all right, you keep doing your thing. That's cool with me.
No, I think it's huge. I think it's huge, man. I think it changed the game forever.
Yeah,
I think it changed forever. And then now you're going to see Robinhood go bankrupt because of their piece of shit CEO. It's going to be nice to see those guys still under.
There is some sweet, delicious irony that the app called Robinhood, whose entire mantra is power to the people, is like the one who is manipulating the market. and their owners are probably going to go to jail for this shit.
I saw
insane.
this fucking meme that said now Robin Hood is just Robin the Hood.
No, my favorite one is like the millennial response to the billionaires complaining about losing billions. Like, well, just cut out the avocado toast and get a second job and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of budgeting?
Yeah.
You're going to make all that money back because all you need is hard work and determination, right?
And it's so funny that they're like they lost fucking billions for the country from the fucking recession or whatever,
Yeah.
and then getting them fucking bailed out. And then they complain when we try to fucking get some of our money back.
Yeah, I know. These are the same people who made trillions of dollars off the current economic crisis, right? Like the working class lost 13 trillion, the billionaires made 13 trillion. It's ridiculous. You know when Ted Cruz and AOC agree on something that you're really fucked up.
Yeah. And when like Barstool Sports links up with AOC, you know something's
And Elon Musk and Don Jr.
Elon Musk. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that's crazy. Somebody else pointed out, so Wednesday, January 6th was the Capitol riot. Wednesday, January 13th, Trump got impeached. Wednesday, January 20th was Biden's inauguration. Wednesday, January 27th is when GameStop hit over to $400. So what the fuck is going to happen next Wednesday?
Interesting.
It's been a series of crazy Wednesdays. I'm just hoping they really do. If they can really push Dogecoin all the way up to $1, I'm gonna have fucking $100,000. Oh, that would be grand. Oh. God, money is so stupid. Money is
Yes, it is.
so stupid. And it's like, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be repeated because like the other stocks are trying, like this very much is a conflagration. Well, like, okay, first of all, the thing that's driving me nuts is all these people being like, this is bad for the economy. Those people are going to lose so much money. It's like, bitch, you don't understand. They're not trying to make money. That was never the point, right? They're just trying to fuck you over. Like, they don't care if they lose all that money. That's the thing you have to understand. But like, people are worried this is going to happen to every heavily shorted stock, but it's not, because GameStop is special because it's GameStop. Like, if this was fucking like random ass chemical company ABC Inc., it would never have happened because no one cares, right? It's GameStop.
Yep.
That's why.
They did it for
And
the meme.
AMC too.
Yeah, AMC. Yeah, the AMC, Blockbuster, BlackBerry. Those are the other ones they did it to, right? These all have nostalgia for nerds. I mean,
Yeah, or you know, ironic value. You know, like, hey, let's invest in GameStop, so then we can make memes about how they can afford to give us more than 25 cents for our brand new game. Which is what?
I so
For your
appreciate the
check.
memes that are like nerds in 2020, turnip prices up, down, up, down. Nerds in 2021, GameStop up. Oh man. The memes.
Yeah, the stock market was absolutely insane, man. And it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
It's going to keep on happening
Look, it's
because
not. I wouldn't.
the fucking
It's not necessarily the working class because they all got poorer, but like the middle class, the people in my tax bracket, basically, who are working from home and bored and have money to burn on this shit, they're gonna keep fucking with you. Like they just are.
They're going to keep doing it.
I gotta start like following fucking Wall Street Bets.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
got to
know.
do it.
See if
They
I
set
can-
their shit. They set their shit to private now, so it might take a little while. But
Oh, I joined on Friday. I'm all up in there.
yeah, I joined them. I think I joined them last week on like Thursday. I think.
The cats
Yeah,
are being
'cause
crazy, babe. They need you.
I gotta put something on the fucking next one they do.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy.
It's pretty amazing seeing how much this, the people united over something like this. I enjoy it. I love it.
Screwing over
Everybody
the billionaires. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just wild. It's a wild world.
It's like
we
you
live in.
said, man. When AOC and Ted Cruz are agreeing on something, you must be fucking up really hard.
Yep.
But-
Yep.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see all the lawsuits roll out this week.
There's already a
Right.
class action lawsuit against Robin Hood.
They're so fucked, dude. They're
Yeah.
so fucked.
Yeah.
When they locked that trading,
But they didn't though.
And
They
were
only
like-
prevented you from buying it. So like you could sell
Yeah,
as
but
much
then
of it
they
as you
started-
wanted.
But then they started force selling people's stocks,
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
and that's going to be what gets them. That's going to be what people get them fucked for.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can read the terms and conditions, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But when it comes to fucking motherfuckers sharing or selling your stocks without any consent because they're trying to protect the group, it's bullshit, man.
Apparently they were
Absolutely.
already under a little scrutiny because some like 19-year-old kid committed suicide because he thought he lost $200,000 on Robinhood because he didn't understand options trading. In fact, he hadn't lost shit.
Options, yeah,
Yeah.
you'll lose money like immediately.
But you don't have you're not buying the stock. You're buying an option to buy the stock.
No, you're buying
whenever
an
you want.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he didn't understand. So he thought he
Like,
had
for
lost
instance-
$200,000.
For instance, my brother bought options in Tesla.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't
He
buy
made-
those now.
He made $8,000 overnight, so he cashed it out and then put in another $1,200, and then it went up to $6,000. And then he was like, "Okay, I'm going to leave it and I'm going to see where it goes." And then he woke up the next day and all of his money was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything. It was like, "Yep, that's the problem with options." And you
They're
get a
wild,
hardcore penalty too if you just keep like pulling out your cash right away. You get a penalty and you can get banned from doing it. You can get your account
really?
banned from buying stocks, yeah, or from buying options.
I mean, that's the whole thing is so like it's so not what it. The whole point of the stock market was to give the working class man the ability to invest in companies and make money when they profit. And then like somehow,
Yep.
well, at the Great Recession, the Great Depression happened, and they put in all these protections because like so many people lost their life savings because they had no financial literacy. So they're like, okay, well, we know better than you. We'll just protect you. But now it's like the opposite. It's like a working class man can't afford to buy stock, doesn't understand it. It's so fucking crazy. And the kind of shit that they do is insane and somehow legal because no one understands it except the people doing it. So it's a mess.
Yeah, as Mark says on the couch, working class man can't afford a good broker, which makes total sense.
And look, I give Robinhood credit. They were the pioneers of the no brokerage fee trade. So TD, Ameritrade, and E-Trade, and all of them adopted zero fee trades, which is nice. You don't have to pay anybody to buy stock, but still, like they done fucked.
But then the issue with them is, even though they started that way, they ironically turned into the bad guys.
Yep.
And they turned into the bad guys in the worst way possible.
Well, especially because they're prepping for an IPO, so you know it doesn't look good when you do something that totally fucks over. Did you over 50% of Robinhood users owned at least one share of or at least a fractional share of GameStop when they turned off their trading? It's fucking insane.
That's insane.
That's
That's fucking
But,
wild.
yeah, they're
man.
trying.
I
They want
can't
to impress all
believe-
the billionaires for their IPO when it comes out this year. So they need to not have those people really pissed at them. So everything's fucked again. Shocking. The financial system is rigged for the billionaires. Shocking. I mean, usually it's not this blatant. That's all I'm saying. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm like becoming such a man in his mid to late 30s now. I get really excited about birds, and we just spent 20 minutes talking about stocks. Oh my God. I used to be cool. I used to be hip. Now I just get excited about birds. I'm going to start whittling at some point, maybe get really into golf or carpentry. Just trying to think of all the weird stuff my dad was into. My dad, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but he was basically Randy Marsh, where like we'd go there every 2 weeks, and like every couple months he'd have some new obsession. Like for a while it was birds. Then he got really into airsoft guns, woodworking for a while, fishing. There were all sorts of them. Yo-yos. He got really into yo-yos for a minute.
The generation that didn't know video games.
Yeah.
They're just really fucking bored all the time and can't figure out what to do with themselves.
Yeah, I know. He bought an Xbox and then he wanted to play with me because he was really into golf at the time, and he wanted to play Tiger Woods. He's like, "You play this game, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can we play together?" I'm like, "No, I'm on PlayStation." He's like, "What? It's the same game. That doesn't make sense." I'm like, "You're not going to win this fight, Dad. People have been making these arguments for 20 years." He would always game with us, like 1080 snowboarding and Mario Party. Those were his jams, you know. Unlike my mom, who was terrible with the video game controller. Or my wife, who's even worse. I haven't been playing anything new or exciting, by the way. I'm trying to, I don't know. There's not really anything coming out that appeals to me. We talked about this last week, but I played that Resident Evil demo. That was interesting.
Oh,
I'm
was
not
it
going to play
fun?
the game, going to be too spooky. It was a combat-free demo, so it was just like, I mean, it was classic Resident Evil puzzles, like, oh, there's a ring in this cup. Oh, examine the ring, and you can pull a gem out of it. Oh, that gem conveniently fits in this eye socket hole in this door. Now the door is open, you know, that kind of stuff. But it was really spooky. And it was very pretty. It looked really good in 4K and everything. And everything. Just been playing a lot of Rocket League and NBA 2K20.
I beat UFC 3, so that was fun.
How do you beat a sports game? You beat the story mode, you mean?
You retire, you retire. It was like 2045, and I was like 50-3 as an overall record, and then I reached GOAT status, and they were like, "Do you want to retire?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
How does that work?
retire.
Like how many? So you did like 53 fights. That was the whole thing. Do you have to like train for each one, or do you just kind of go straight to them?
Fight. You train for each fight. You get like a training camp, and you pick your gym. New moves. You can learn new skills. You can add new perks. You can.
Does it take a long time, the training, or is it like Madden, like practice? Like it takes 5 minutes and then you're on to the next fight.
Yeah, it's about 5 minutes each.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes even less.
Do you have how deep is the simulation? Do you have to like? Well, I guess it's not boxing, right? So it kind of, I'm not really sure how UFC fights work. I assume Dana White's just kind of in charge of all of it. But do you have to like agree to split the prize money and find an opponent willing to fight you?
No, you get a contract, and when you sign your contract, you get paid what's on the contract, like per fight. If you lose, you get paid a certain amount. If you win, you get paid more. And then
there a button to glower at your opponent during weigh-ins.
They do the promotional weigh-in stuff. It's simulated.
Okay.
So you have to like hype up the fight, and there's like specific UFC events that you're supposed to do that you're like required to do, and if you don't do them, you get fined like $50,000.
Why would you not do them though?
To train, to put more time into your training and get a better physical get a bit better physical percentage for the fight. So it's like if you go into a fight with like a 75 physical overall, your fighter's going to be like slow. He's going to get hit harder. It's going to be a mess. But if you go into it with like a 90 or a 95, then your fighter's going to be ready to go.
I see.
So you sometimes miss promotional events because it's a big fight, and you know you have to go into it extremely like at a strong physical level. Then I'll skip those things, or I'll skip those and just go right into the fight.
They've taken this out, but this reminds me of NBA 2K from like 2016, where like between every game you had like 3 options: hang out with your teammates, go to a promotional event, or practice. And like, you know, hanging out with your teammates would improve your chemistry so that they would be more likely to pass you the ball and stuff. Promotional events would get you paid, and then practice would improve your skills. But if you neglected one for too long, you'd get yelled at, you know? So you had to manage how much you did each one. And now it's just like practice is the only option. And then, your teammate chemistry depends on how you answer fucking questions. And it's so obvious. It's like, are you like a shitty douchebag or are you a good teammate? Like,
oh. Yeah, I love it when games bring in shit like that. It's fun.
Like what, RPG elements, as they say?
Yeah.
That used to be a buzzword. No, it's not anymore because every game has a leveling system, you know?
But yeah, I only lost 3 fights, and I was pretty happy about that. But those 3 fights were pretty fucking bad. I got knocked out in the first round in 2 of those, and then submitted in the first round in 1 of them.
Yeah, I know
but
you're
it's a
laughing
game.
over there.
It's a balanced game because the reason why I would lose is because I would get submitted because I just built up my player to have like strong strikes, so he was like a really good puncher. And then I built up his legs so that he could kick really well. But I fucking neglected the wrestling aspect of UFC, and then I would have to fight like some fucking Russian dude. And he would put me in like a chokehold, and I have no defense for it. He just like fucking submits me right away. It's like, fuck. But then I built up the wrestling, and then nobody could come even close to submitting me.
I see.
The better your defense on the ground, the less likely they have to be able to lock. They have the ability to lock you into a fucking chokehold or lock you into a submission. Mm-hmm. But if your defense is better, then you're more likely to break out of it and then stand back up. So it's pretty nice.
I see. That's pretty cool.
It was a pretty fun game. I mean, it took me 2 weeks to retire my player, but it was
not
fun.
very long. So what are you going to play now? What Game Pass Ultimate game are you going to pick up?
God, I don't know. I'm probably just going to play Black Ops for a little while, and then I'm going to see what they put out, see what's new.
You and your shooters, man. You and your shooters.
Me and my shooter.
I'm just playing, fucking anime style RPGs over here. I mentioned this game I'm playing, Trails of Cold Steel, before, but it's got the like male gazy stuff has gotten so bad that R and I just mock it now. You know, like why is that woman? It's called the Trails of Cold Steel. We call it school boobs because it takes place in a Japanese high school and everyone's boobs are cartoonishly large. And it's to the point where it's like, okay, this is the 3rd game in the series, and I swear to God, I have to see side-by-side screenshots, but somehow all the boobs are getting bigger and bigger, even on, like, the adults. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, this is insane. To the point where the outfits are ridiculous. Like, why is there a belt just under her boobs? And my wife's like, to prop up her boobs, duh. I'm like, okay. Okay. We take a lot of fun in just mocking the outfits, but I enjoy the combat system. If you like RPGs with good world building and not that complicated, but interesting battle systems, I suggest checking it out. Although, I mean, there's 4 games in the version I'm playing, which is the sub-series of the Legend of Heroes series. So there's like 17 games total if you really want to go down this rabbit hole. But a lot of which were never localized or localized out of order. This is our life, Christian. I know you never were a Japanese RPG guy, but like, this was what it was like growing up. It's like, when's the next one of these games coming out? Well, it's Japan only. Okay, well, and then we're going to release them out of order in the U.S. and renumber them just to confuse the fuck out of you.
Fucking Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior nonsense.
I'll stick with the shooters.
The Final Fantasy stuff got even weirder because you know about Final Fantasy Adventure, Vito?
No.
Those games aren't related to Final Fantasy at all. It's the, what do you call it? Like Legend of Mana series. But when they first released them in the US, they wanted to popularize on the Final Fantasy name, so they called them Final Fantasy Adventure.
That's funny.
Right? Oh, man. That's like fucking, what's his name? The guy who invented JavaScript calling it JavaScript because Java was a popular programming language and he wanted to confuse people. Or Morrissey calling his band the Smiths because he wanted people to think Robert Smith was in it, even though he was not, because people like The Cure. These are all real. I'm not making these up. These are intentionally deceptive naming conventions. Like, oh. I tried to set up a Google Nest router in my house, and it's driving me nuts. I think what happened was I didn't fully plug it in to the like modem, but I also think CenturyLink may not allow anything to connect to their modems except for CenturyLink routers, which is a pain in my ass. So right now I'm running my Google Wi-Fi off of my CenturyLink Wi-Fi, which is slowing both of them down. It's like, motherfucker. I don't need 2 fucking Wi-Fi systems in here. The only reason I wanted to set up a mesh network, by the way, is because like the signal is great in the bedroom where the router is, but like my Wi-Fi camera at the front door can't really connect well, and I know in the basement they have problems. So the Nest system is nice because it's a mesh network, and I can just put points all around the house to expand coverage, right? But if I can't get it to work today, I might have to give up. God, I'm a white man. I'm a middle-class white man in my 30s, for sure. There's a Rick and Morty. Do you guys watch Rick and Morty?
No.
I did, yeah.
There is an episode where they go to like this like Dave and Buster's knockoff, and he plays this game where you basically live the life of this guy for 50 years in virtual reality. And there's a joke in there about how, good job, Morty, but you wasted a lot of time in your 30s with that birding craze. And my wife thought that was the funniest joke. And she's like, is it a stereotype that men in their 30s like birds? And I'm like, yes, babe, it is. It's weird. It's
so funny.
Not necessarily a negative stereotype.
What's that meme with, it's like the UFC announcers table, and it's like middle-aged white dudes watching their bird feeders during quarantine. And it's got like Joe Rogan and all that shit. Let me see if I can.
I've seen that style of meme, not that specific one. But like my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, Tim. I don't have to, qualify him. You guys know Tim. He got really into birds way before I did, and I would make fun of him, but now I'm jealous. I'm jealous that like they can hang bird feeders because they live high enough off the ground and there's not rats around. Because if I hang a bird feeder, that's just feeding the fucking rats. I actually got a funny story for you. One of our neighbors, they got a new car, and they got like the green package, so all the pistons were made from soy products. Except they had to take it in because the rats ate them. The rats fucking ate their soy-based engines. Are you kidding me? The rats completely own this fucking city. Oh my god. Trying to save the environment, you just feed the fucking rats.
Rats seriously own like a good majority of this city.
It's insane. I told you, but ever since I had to, ever since I started, we built the city on rat feces. Ever since I had to start hiring that exterminator to come, or subscribing, because it's a service. Now that I know what a rodent bait box looks like, they're fucking everywhere. Every grocery store you go to, they're all around it.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
And when we went to the mall, they have like thousands, or not the mall, the fucking mall. We went to the zoo, and they have thousands of them there. I'm like, oh my God, they have a serious rat problem here. Oh.
I just shared the meme for you.
So funny.
Yeah. Accurate.
Watching the bird feeders.
You could say the same thing right now about Redditors watching Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Dogecoin.
I've got a busy day today.
Oh, yeah? Why? There's no footballs.
Yeah, but I got to take out. So I won 750 in poker the other night, and so I vouched to buy new furniture. So we're taking my old shitty furniture out and putting in new furniture.
Are you going to the Goodwill or?
No, marketplace probably. Yeah,
I just forget about.
We'll probably have to just dump these two couches because, fucking Benji took them over, so now they're all shitty.
I think I worry you might live in too suburban a neighborhood to just put them on the front porch and watch them disappear in an hour, because that's what we would do.
No, dude. No, you'd be surprised, man.
Oh, yeah?
Like, we had a couch that was probably the worst thing on the planet. And when we put it up on Marketplace, we put it up literally, the tagline we put up was, free couch, it's horrible. And we had like hundreds of people writing us. Is this available? Is this available? Is this available? And it's like, yes, but you have to come and get it. We're not delivering it. And then, but we'd be like, just a heads up, this couch is horrendous. And somebody came and picked it up, and they were like, and they sat in it, and they were like, yeah, this is pretty bad, but this is going to work out just fine. And then they put it into their fucking truck and took off.
You remind me, we had this chair. It was like this shitty old like rocking chair, and the upholstery was all fucked up. We left it in the front yard with a free sign. It disappeared an hour later. 2 days after that, we see it in the neighbor's trash across the street. Like they had taken it and hated it, so they just checked it. Oh,
that's fucking hilarious.
No give backs, yeah. Oh man, too funny.
I seriously thought that person was going to just drop the couch back off in my driveway.
Yeah.
I was like waiting for it. But they had just moved into an apartment and had zero furniture. So she was like, I just need a couch temporarily, even if it's free and shitty. She's like, I just need it. I'm like, please understand that this couch is like the worst thing on the planet.
The dining room set I have, the like enormous black table and all the 4 chairs that came with it. I got that for $40 on Craigslist. And it came with a free dresser. He's this guy's like, I just got to get rid of all my shit. I'm like, this is a really nice table.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's what I'm going through right now. Is just getting rid of a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Haley's coming over today to move all of her shit out of the house, which is going to be nice.
Yeah.
And so that adds on to the stress of Sunday. I have the Sunday scaries. I have a giant welt on my forehead. And now I have to deal with all this bullshit. But
you live such a life, man.
I do live a pretty damn good life. I'm pretty happy about that.
I don't know that I've ever been punched in the face.
It's not fun. I'll tell you that much. I've been punched in the face a few different times, but I'll tell you one thing. When it's your brother and if you've never noticed how hard his fucking hands are, you'd be surprised. Jackie's got some fucking big hands. He's got those he's got those fucking ape arms. So he hit me from like fucking 6 feet away. I was shocked.
Damn. He's got a future in the UFC.
We settled it real. Yeah, he's like a fucking Dollar Tree Nate Diaz, just not as retarded and beat up. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard Nate or Nick Diaz speak, but holy shit, I don't know how those guys get like wipe their ass every day. Hey, Conor McGregor's like talking shit, fuck you, baby in the fucking octagon, I'll beat the fuck out of you. Talking
Is that a
about
Mike Tyson
homie?
Impression? Yeah, that's a
Bro,
like,
that's fucking Nick Diaz. Look him up. I promise you. Look him and his brother up in an interview, and
I've never cared about combat sports ever, really.
Well, boxing is dead, so I don't care about that.
Well, what was that? What was that chubby Mexican guy? I liked him. Ruiz?
Andy Ruiz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
liked
was
him for a minute.
He knocked out Anthony Joshua, and everybody was like, this guy's the real deal. And then Anthony Joshua was like, no. We're going to fight again, and I'll show you the real deal. And Anthony Joshua went and fucking... Yeah, literally took that guy to his grave. Pretty much ended his boxing career after that.
Damn.
But Anthony Joshua,
That was fun.
I don't even think Anthony Joshua was like one of the most impressive boxers. Yeah, Tyson Fury is literally in my opinion, the boxers.
Gypsy King. That's all. I know him.
Gypsy King. My top boxers are, Tyson Fury, Canelo, and Wilder. Those are my top 3 boxers.
So,
and Jake Paul is going to climb up that list, apparently.
I can't believe fucking Jake Paul and Logan Paul are like legitimate boxers now. That's so weird. That's just weird. Like, okay.
Fucking retarded. That's what it is. It's
but
so
they're like
dumb.
They're good though. It's so fucking...
He hasn't fought anybody. He fought a retired basketball player who's well past his prime.
Like Nate Robinson.
And then he fought a fucking like 120-pound Arab YouTuber. It's like, of course he's gonna knock these guys out. But now he's fighting Ben Askren, who's terrible at boxing, and he's also past his prime and 36 years old. Yeah, he's beat people who don't have skill in the sport of boxing. And it's like, if he really wanted to fight, he could probably just beg and get an actual boxer to fight him. But he hasn't fought an actual boxer, and it shows. He's been punched twice. And that's because the people that he's fought don't know how to fucking fight. Yeah, Nate Robinson, what the fuck was that? That was like the most pathetic, embarrassing fucking thing I've ever seen. They fought 2 rounds. Nate Robinson punched him once.
Where's my broom?
One time in the face.
Too funny. That's so weird. Boxing is so weird. So weird.
Boxing sucks, man. It's crazy how bad they're trying to kill their own sport. And then
They've been doing that for years, though.
Now they book Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao. What the fuck?
They're trying to bring back Pacquiao fever, even though he's like 100 years old. Like
he's 100.
He was washed up 10 years ago when he fought Mayweather. I mean,
yeah, he's 100 fucking years old.
Yeah,
he's done fucking lose in the last few years. Why are you going to bring him in to fight who you want to say is their new golden boy, their new like poster boy? It's like, get that guy a real fucking fight, because he hasn't fought anybody worth talking about ever. And basically let him prove his skill. It's like, yeah, cool. You knocked out a fucking Russian dude who was like 20 years old who lived in the States. Like, that's not fucking impressive, man. You have to fight somebody who's actually been in the sport of boxing for a while. That's not fucking Manny Pacquiao. For the Christ Lord. What the fuck are they doing? That's what I'm saying. They're going to give Pacquiao fucking brain damage or kidney damage. This kid's like 19
didn't have to say yes.
old.
They're probably paying him millions of dollars, though. Millions and millions. Now that you're riled up, how do you feel about this new Pro Bowl format?
Oh my God! Isn't the Pro Bowl today the fucking stupid Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Madden's Pro Bowl.
They're doing a Madden tournament instead of having an actual event this year. Vito. It's like a pro-am. Yeah. It's like celebrities and football players playing Madden.
Yeah, it's celebrities and then Jamal Adams and Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson and probably just the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. If the Pro Bowl was hanging on by a thread already, this will 100% kill the Pro Bowl. And I think we're okay with that. I think we're ready to say that the Pro Bowl can be dug into the ground and buried.
So should they have an all-star event at all, or?
Yeah, I think they should do the skills competition. It's the best part of the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
it's the part of the Pro Bowl where all the players are having the most fun. Nobody's doing any contact sports, and they're just out there doing competitions. These guys are all competitive, so they're all going to compete if it's something to compete in. But if it's a Pro Bowl where you're not allowed to hit hard, you're not allowed to do anything essentially to the quarterback. Nobody wants to play. If you're on the defense,
so why don't they just embrace
reason to play
and make it like 7-on-7 flag or touch football? Then no one has to worry about getting injured, and they can just have fun and throw balls around.
I mean, yeah, but you could do that on a skills week. Like do a bracket, like a tournament, and do something like that.
Yeah.
Benji, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Nobody's here.
Woof. Woof, woof. I'm Benji. I don't know, man. I think it would be fun.
But
do just I think 7-on-7 is the expected. Just flag football with all the best players. Fun. You can even set it up like tournament style. Like you could get I don't know, 8 teams and have them do 5-minute games or whatever, first to 5 points or something. Just mess with.
I'm 100% on board with that. I think that would be a great idea.
The NBA All-Star Game last year was the most interesting All-Star game in forever because they modified the format. They used that weird ass what they call the Elam ending, wherein did you watch the All-Star Game last year?
No.
So the idea here, this guy proposed this new way to make basketball games more interesting, wherein when there's 2 minutes remaining, the clock is gone. And the first team to score 7 points more than the winning team has at that moment wins the game. So if 2 minutes remain and you have 93 and I have 83, the first team to 100 wins the game, right? So
that's cool.
That's what they did. And it was really awesome. It came down to the wire. Now, Anthony Davis won it on a fucking free throw, a walk-off free throw, which was not exciting.
That's not
outside
ideal.
of that, it was still pretty cool. It was still pretty cool.
But yeah, speaking of Madden, did you see the trade that went through last night?
No.
The Rams are now officially without a first round pick. They're without a first round pick for 7 years.
Oh damn.
They don't have a first round pick for 7 years. You know how bad that's going to bite them in the ass.
They want to win now though. They don't care. That was the Belichick method, man. Belichick traded all his first-round picks, and they were successful forever.
Yeah, but it don't mean nothing when you're not winning.
Before we get into our Super Bowl preview, Vito, trivia question of the week: which 2 teams are playing in the Super Bowl next week?
Kansas City.
We should get Mark on microphone instead of just in the background, barely audible. By the way, one of these days.
He's wrapped in a blanket. He's wrapped up like a
margarito.
Burrito.
Yeah.
The Chiefs and the Packers.
Oh, you were almost there. It's the Chiefs and the Buccaneers.
I was just trying to recall team names I've heard recently.
Babe, are you cleaning up all the shredded paper in there? Whoa.
I'm trying. It's a huge mess.
Whoa. We have this.
About the shredded paper. Tell us folks at home.
Is Vito
I'm
getting
totally
better at
fucked up.
sports?
We have this spare bedroom that we used to just use for storage, but the latch on the door broke, and the kittens figured this out. So now it's just the kittens' room. And we kept toilet paper in there for a while until we found out that one of our cats is a shredder. So she shredded like an entire package of toilet paper, and it's just kind of all over the floor. And like now, if you ever go in there, they become very like protective. Like what you doing with my treasures? There's like a big pile of toilet paper here. Ours trying to sweep it up right now, but the cats are very much like, "Excuse me, that's my treasures." Oh,
cats.
they're such nuggets. They're such dorks. Anyways, yes, Super Bowl. What was the stat that I heard the other day? Well, who do you think is going to win, Christian?
I think Kansas, but I find it so hard to bet against Tom Brady in this situation. I think I'm going to go with Tampa Bay just mainly because Tom Brady's been there 100 times. And they're literally on a hot streak. They could potentially be getting Antonio Brown back into the game, who they didn't need last week, obviously. But I just think Tampa Bay is going to win. I think Tampa's going to win. I picked Tampa to win last week, but I had to bet with Green Bay because my cousin and I picked Tampa with the same spread. So I had to switch to fucking Green Bay -3, and I was out $20. I lost $40 last Sunday because I had to pick against both opposing teams. But I did think that the Bills were going to beat the Chiefs, so I was okay with that bet.
You thought they were going to win? Oh, but that would be so much more exciting.
Yeah, it would be way better. It was sad to see. It was sad to see the Bills Mafia get sent home, but I think it's pretty crazy that Super Bowl is being hosted in one of the teams that's in the Super Bowl. You know,
it's a home game.
Home
It's a home game. Yeah. So, Vito, the Super Bowl is supposed to be what they call a neutral site. So it's neither team's home stadium, and they decide where they're going to play it like years and years in advance. This is the first time ever where the stadium they're playing it in, which is the Tampa Bay Stadium, which was decided like a dozen years ago, the team is also playing in the game. So it's basically a home game.
That's funny.
Although the crowd, there won't be a crowd. There won't be a big one, but
there'll be. I think they said 20. I think they said 25,000 people.
Yeah, but
so
that stadium
25%.
seats at least double that. So yeah.
Well, it's 25% because it holds 75,000, but 25,000.
That would make it 33%, but sure.
And the only fans allowed are frontline workers and military, I think. So it's like, it's a good crowd. It's a feel good crowd. It's like, let's give the frontline workers, some healthcare workers and some fucking military people a Super Bowl. And I think it's cool.
Here's
they don't
the
have
craziest.
to pay stupid, absurd amounts of money to go to the Super Bowl.
Here's the craziest stat, and the reason Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. Tom Brady, this is his 10th Super Bowl. There have only been 52 Super Bowls. That means Tom Brady has been in 19% of all Super Bowls.
Yep.
That's fucking insane.
Did you know that Tom Brady has a 47% chance of making the Super Bowl every season he plays? That's his stat rating. So you're looking at a 47%. And they matched it up with Steph Curry's three-pointers. Tom Brady is more likely to go to the Super Bowl than Steph Curry is to make a three-point shot.
Well, that's got to be including the year he was injured too, right? Yeah, because if we're just going 21-year career, he played the first game for the first quarter, and they didn't make the playoffs that season. So you cut that out, you're at like 50%, which is fucking insane. Oh my God, that's fun. This is ridiculous.
Dude, the guy is literally the greatest football player of all time.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is nowhere even close. Nowhere close to where Tom Brady is. Aaron Rodgers is the most overrated quarterback I think I've ever seen in my existence.
No, you haven't met Daniel Jones.
What the fuck? No, Daniel Jones does not get hyped on the level of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl in 2010. They won the Super Bowl in 2010 as the lowest seed. They won it with their season going 10-5 or whatever the fuck it was, 10-6. And everybody thought Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time. They're like, "Oh my God, here we go. Here comes the greatest quarterback of all time."
Yeah.
Since then, all he's done is lose in the fucking postseason. That's it.
Damn.
If you put Green Bay in the postseason, you're beating them. I'm sorry, but you're doing it because Aaron Rodgers may be clutch during the regular season, but you get that guy in the postseason, and other teams fucking work his ass. All you do is make him uncomfortable.
Well, that's all you have to do to Brady, too, is generate a pass rush. He does not do well under pressure. That's how all his game is after that is just throwing the ball 20 yards out of bounds so that people can say, look, he never throws interceptions. Well, yeah, because he's throwing it into the fucking stands 45 times a game. It's like if you actually look at the stat line, the amount of completions compared to what he throws to the sideline is stupid. Yeah, he'll throw 2 interceptions in like 8 weeks, but then you look at his stats and he's thrown like fucking 80 throws outside of, out of bounds. And it's that's the game now, man. Like everybody tries to keep their interceptions down just by throwing the ball away. Nobody's Brett Favre anymore who can lead the league in interceptions every year.
Everybody except for Russell. Don't let Russell hear that.
No.
He'll call you out. He'll be like, hey, I throw my ball downfield inbound so they can get picked off at least 3 times a game.
I'm telling you, they really need to start tracking like interceptions. Like, they have earned runs and unearned runs. Like if the fielder calls an error that's not on the pitcher, they need that for interceptions. Because like Eli would lead the league in interceptions every year. But if you watch those games, like I swear half of them would bounce off a receiver's hands or chest, or the receiver would turn the wrong way.
Yeah. I'm liking Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be fun. I like Pat Mahomes. I don't care who wins. I love Tampa Bay because of Vita Vea. That guy means a lot. That guy means a lot to this community. So love him. Hope he wins the Super Bowl.
Vito, you have a personal connection to that man that Christian is talking about.
Yeah, Vito, you do.
He was one of those big UW football players who used to clean out the Poke Bar.
Yeah. Back before they started moderating it. Mm-hmm. And then, it's like Poke's like $15.99 a pound. So they would grab like the big boxes for the salad bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fill it up and then get rung up for salad. It was pretty rad. I was like, these guys are legit.
I didn't realize they were getting charged for salad on that shit. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's half the price.
Well, I mean, you go up to I'm sure they fucking didn't say anything. I'm sure they didn't say it was Poke,
They probably didn't even notice, When I was 19, I wasn't paying attention to that kind of shit.
Do you remember when the Bowman brothers came in and stole like $600 worth of steak and they got busted?
No.
Yeah, it was 2 of the Bowman brothers and they got kicked off the team. They actually legit got kicked off, and now their younger brother, I think, is going to the Senior Bowl. But their younger brother was like wanted no part of it and didn't steal. But the 2 brothers stole like $600 worth of steak and got busted.
No, I remember when Kevin Smith came in. That was a day, and
I remember that too.
I remember when Jenny Durkin came in. I didn't recognize her, but somebody else did. She was kind of difficult.
Yeah. Yep. And we had a pretty good slew of celebrities. Yeah. Dave Matthews Band.
He was in there all the time. Yeah.
He was in there all the time. Fucking Trey Adams from the Huskies. You remember him?
Yeah.
He was big. Michael Bennett. Remember when Michael Bennett came in?
No. I don't know if I was working that day.
He came in at like 9:30 or like 10 o'clock when we were closing and was like looking for food on the salad bar. Well, Michael Bennett's going to get food. I don't give a shit. Well, this guy's getting his food. So you had him, and then you had Buddha Baker. Yeah, we had a slew. We actually had to cook pasta for Buddha Baker. Buddha Baker, Kevin King, Trey Adams, Ryan Bowman, all those big names. It was pretty fucking. Russell Wilson went in there a couple of times too. That's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah, from the front end. The front end said that Russell Wilson's come in a couple of times. It's usually on Tuesdays when he goes to the children's hospital.
It is right there.
Pretty impressive, man. That market's got big name. Big pussy.
Fancy shit. Big BPE, big pussy energy. Oh, man.
Big pussy energy. Oh man, that's funny. I miss you, boys. It's good talking to you, fellas.
Oh, you're very sweet. You're very sweet. All right. That's all I had on the docket, and we're at about an hour.
I'm probably going to wrap up.
The boys.
I'm probably going to wrap up here like a Jimmy and start getting shit ready to go. Straighten up, get ready. You know, all that good shit.
I hear you.
Well, all righty, guys. It's good to see you. Good to talk to you. Mark says hi from a distance.
His voice is missed.
Next time he'll join us.
Yeah, Tim would be so happy to get him on.
Yeah, he's moving to Vancouver, Washington here, so we'll have to get him on the Discord.
What was that?
She knocked something off the top of there.
All right, fellas, have a good one.
All right, see ya.
This has been episode 113 of the Beefy Boys Bud Club, and we'll see you knuckleheads next week.
Bye.